Good evening, and this is a New York sports story with Chaz and Brandon, episode 3.
What up, people?
This is episode 3. March Madness is here, spring is on the horizon, and baseball cometh. So that's the title. This is us, and we will go not to baseball yet. We will start with basketball since obviously everything started yesterday. So, March Madness is upon us. Brackets are a flurry. Let's jump around. I wanted to have the guy from House of Pain as the cover. Something blocked it. It's not there. So that's why it's not there anymore. So, let me turn this off. I don't need my phone going off while I'm on the air.
I hit that do not disturb button.
Oh, do you? Yes. Yeah, I just turn it off. So yeah, March Madness. Like I didn't see everything come down, but I did see it come down once. I was going to do the picks. So the number ones seem to be legit. The legit number ones: Auburn, Duke, Florida, and Houston. I mean, that's You're happy. Which one are you happy about?
I got Gators taking the whole thing.
Wow. Okay. Well, we'll get to that. So, but you're a Florida guy. Okay. So. I'm intrigued too. The number twos are interesting ones. Yeah. So we got Bama at 2, Michigan State at 2, St. John's in the West, and Tennessee in the South. The Midwest. So those are interesting ones. I will say, I find is another interesting one, which is one of the games on tomorrow night, is the Tuesday is the 11s and the 16s. So yeah. The 16s I don't see them doing too much. Either one, they're going to be facing Auburn and Duke. So they're running into number 1 and number 2. So I just don't see them doing much.
Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster.
Texas and Xavier are playing each other to play Illinois. That's in my feeling, that's trouble for Illinois, especially if Texas wins. That could be big trouble. I mean, even if Xavier wins, Illinois, they're a soft 6 in my opinion.
Yeah, actually, I think I was leaning towards Xavier to pull that one off against Texas, cause Xavier's pretty streaky and they hot right now. So I think they might.
That's going to be a close 3-4 point game. I mean, it's going to go either way. And I think Illinois is getting bounced first. One of the first ones getting bounced. Yeah. Another upset I'm going to throw out there, and maybe you don't have it, but I definitely do, is Drake. Drake beating Missouri. So I got 2 6s losing. Yeah, I got
beating Mizzou.
I think Drake's better than people think. I even got Drake going to the Sweet 16. So yeah, I got Drake beating Texas Tech, and then I got them losing to St. John's. So that's me. I'm curious what other people think. That's the West. I think the West is literally going to be the Wild West this time, because you're going to have some teams in the middle that are just going to go nuts.
Yeah.
So, you got any upsets on your end?
I think I had. Let me see. Let me make sure I'm right here, because I don't want to just.
I hate doing chalk. I really do, because chalk never comes out.
I think I have. Is it McNeese? That's how you pronounce it. McNeese. They're playing Clemson, right?
Let's see. Clemson. McNeese is playing Clemson. Yes.
I got McNeese for the upset.
Ooh, a 12-5. Okay, that could happen too.
I got McNeese for the upset, and the only reason why I say I have McNeese for the upset is because I think Syracuse. When we played Clemson, we exposed them a little bit. We had them on the ropes, even though they did win. You know what I'm saying? It was a very tightly contested game, and it should not have been at all.
Yep. I see. What surprises me in that Midwest too is that Gonzaga's an 8. Gonzaga must not have been a good team, a good enough team anyway. Like usually Gonzaga's in that 2, 3, 4 range. So the fact that they're an 8 and they got to go up against Houston in the
Georgia.
Georgia first. Georgia first, and if they can get by Georgia, they're going to run into Houston. So, that's a rough one for Gonzaga.
I mean, look at UConn. Isn't UConn ranked what are they, 4?
UConn.
No, I think UConn is
West, and they're the 8th seed as well. They got
8th seed. Yep.
They got to play Oklahoma, and I actually have them beating Oklahoma. And in my second, I do two. I never just do one. But my first, and I'm not sure if you remember this. Do you remember watching Mike and Mike in the morning?
I do remember Mike and Mike. Yes.
So do you remember them doing a little shtick when it came to the championship brackets? They had what was called the sheet of integrity. So this first sheet is my sheet of integrity, but I do have a second one. So
Okay.
I always like Mike Golick used to do like 8 of them. And he got paid for it. He had the time to do it.
Yeah.
I will only do 2. But in my second one, I definitely do. I actually have UConn going to the Sweet 16. I don't trust Florida. I think Florida is the first one that goes out at some point.
Really?
As of all the number ones, I think
they are deep.
Yeah. I know they're deep, but they're in the West with UConn, with St. John's, with Texas Tech if they can get past Drake. Kansas, they're nothing to laugh at. Maryland's nothing to laugh at. If any one of those get out, like, I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be
but you could say the same thing about Duke too.
I know
everybody's got Duke.
Cooper Flag.
With Flag is out, I don't think they're gonna make it that far.
They're saying he's playing for the first game.
Oh, okay.
They said the ankle's good enough, so we'll see. But in theory, Duke's good enough, and God help me for saying this. I've never been a Duke fan. I don't like picking Duke,
right?
But like, Duke's got a strong team this year, and that's not been said. That's not been said since the last Krzyzewski team. So, which was
Bama's got a really good team too. So
they do. It's going to be intriguing to watch. So I think we talked about a bunch of teams. Let's go to our Final Four. So you want to go first with your Final Four?
Sure.
What's your Final Four first before we do the Final?
St. John's, Duke, Florida, and Alabama.
So you got St. John's. Wait, no. That's your Elite 8. St. John's would be playing Florida. So you'd have to.
Okay.
Yeah. So who do you got in the South coming out? South plays West.
Ooh.
So if you got Florida, right?
Yeah.
So who's in your Elite 8 for the South?
I didn't do it. I didn't even get to my Elite 8. I got the 16, and then I went straight to the 4. I skipped the 8. But
so I'll give you the top 4 for
got Baylor,
Auburn. You got Michigan State. You got Iowa State. You got who's for Texas A&M in the South.
I got Auburn. Yep, I got Auburn right here.
Okay.
I got Baylor up top. I don't. For some reason, Magnice is jumping out to me like they might be the sleeper.
Well, they're in the Midwest, so you're telling me they're going to beat Houston?
It's a possibility.
You heard it here first.
It's a possibility.
That would be interesting.
It would.
I mean, Houston. I mean, they're not the Houston team of the '80s, but. That would be an intriguing out if McNeese can actually beat Clemson, then beat possibly Purdue to get to Houston. Wow.
Yeah,
that would be interesting.
It's a tough road, but
okay. So you got Duke playing.
Don't back down.
You got Duke playing Houston or Duke playing McNeese?
I got Duke playing McNeese.
What 12 in the Final Four? Wow. Okay, so you got Duke playing McNeese. You got who's playing St. John's? Auburn?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll go with the same on what you said with the South and West. I got St. John's in the coming out of the West, beating Florida. Oh, wait, I thought you said you had Florida.
I do got.
So you got Florida playing Auburn then? If you got Florida.
Yeah, I got Florida playing Auburn.
Okay. So you got Florida playing Auburn. I got St. John's playing Auburn. And I got. So I think St. John's, they got that mentality. Like they got that strong mentality, that dog mentality. Like under Paterno, like I'm buying in. So we'll see. So I think so. I got St. John's and Auburn. I got Duke, Houston. So I went chalk on 3 of the 4. I did Duke. Yeah, I Houston. I think Houston, Kentucky is going to be a great game in the Elite 8. I think Duke and Alabama could be a classic game. Auburn, Iowa State would be a great game, although Auburn, Michigan, I think would be the Auburn, Michigan game in the Sweet 16. I think would be a much better game than anything in that South. Even Michigan State, I think would be good, but I think Auburn, Michigan's got a team that they're going to grind that out. That's going to be a 1-2 point game, even though Auburn's that good.
Michigan is a sleeper team too.
Yep. So I'll show my final 4. Okay, so for the final 2. So here's my final 2. I got St. John's beating Auburn. I got Duke beating Houston.
Okay.
And my winner, unfortunately, I didn't want to do this. I got Duke beating St. John's. I just think Duke is that strong. Now, who's your final?
Duke's going to take it all.
I think Duke's going to take it all. Who's your final 2?
Duke beating St. John. It's probably gonna have to be Duke and Florida.
Duke and Florida. So who's your winner?
Florida.
Okay. I mean, we both got ones, so that could be a winner. Like if you put your picks out into ESPN and Fox, and you're going to be there for a while. So if you pick a 1, you pick a 2. That's going to be out there for a while.
Yeah.
So that's that. That's our pick. So Duke for me.
You said you had Duke going against who? Bama or Auburn?
No, St. John's.
Oh, St. John's. That's right.
I got
and then who'd you have playing Auburn?
Houston. Auburn plays St. John's in the Final 4. Duke plays Houston in the Final 4.
Gotcha.
Yeah, East plays Midwest, and South will play West.
Yeah.
For the Final 4. So we'll see what happens. I'm curious next week that we'll be talking about who comes out of the first weekend of the 64 and the 32. So that'll be an interesting see how well we both did. You know,
it's gonna be fun to watch. Gonna be fun to watch.
Oh yeah, definitely. Friday I'll be able to watch. Saturday I'll be very busy on Saturday. So. And what sucks with that, I got a baseball draft. It's a free baseball draft, but I still got a baseball draft, and while I'm supposed to be doing something, so that'll be Saturday. So Saturday's gonna be a very long day. But so we'll see what happens with these. I will say now real quick that what you just saw was my football pool that I'm running. So if people want to get in, you just got to email me chazroyalty@gmail.com. I'll give you all the details. All right, so let's go to baseball. Okay, so regular season starts this week, people.
In Japan.
In Japan. It actually already technically started, but the regular season has not yet. They played 2 games already, the Tigers, I'm sorry, the Cubs and the Dodgers. But it's called the 2025 MLB World Tour. A Tokyo series, which that's all really they've done is Tokyo. It's not like they've gone to Germany, they've gone to Spain, they've gone to Argentina. They have really only done Tokyo. So it's going to be at the Tokyo Dome, all these games, featuring the Dodgers and the Cubs. Now, why the Cubs? Obviously, I think we know why the Dodgers. So
I don't. Probably because they got just as many Japanese people as the Dodgers on the team.
Well, it's right here. Featuring the LA Dodgers with Oshu, Japan native, Shohei Ohtani. Bizen, Japan native, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I'm going to get these Japanese names right. And against Chicago Cubs, Kitakyushu, Japan native, Shota Imanaga and Arakawa. I should know that one because that's my last name with the last 4 letters.
Yep.
Japan, Seiya Suzuki. So another
Seiya
Suzuki. Another Suzuki. Go figure.
Arakawa.
So those are the 4 players, the 2 on the Cubs, 2 on the Dodgers that are representing Japan. So these games, the exhibition games already played on the 15th and the 16th. So that was yesterday and the day before.
Yeah.
Cubs played the Hanshin Tigers, and the Dodgers played the Yomiuri Giants. Now the Giants, I think we all know. We all know who the Giants in Japan are. They've been in movies before. You know, when they did all these movies. And it was reversed on the 16th. Dodgers played the Tigers and the Cubs played the Giants. Now, starting tomorrow, this is why I'm glad we're talking about this today. Starting tomorrow begins the first 2 games of the regular season with the Dodgers at the Cubs. So the Cubs will be the home team in Japan. So that kind of sucks. Yeah, that kind of sucks for Wrigley Field. They get 2 less, sellouts because Dodgers would sell out Chicago.
Oh, definitely.
So that kind of like if you put like the Athletics with the Cubs, that won't sell out Chicago.
Right.
So that's a gate loss in my opinion. That kind of sucks business wise. But so like I said, these games will be played tomorrow and Tuesday. So Tuesday and Wednesday, March 18th and 19th. Now on the 18th, it's going to be on Fox. On the 19th, it's going to be on FS1, and both of them at 6 a.m. in the morning Eastern time.
Jeez.
So if you can wake up, and if you maybe I'll wake up for breakfast and watch this game for a little bit. I usually don't. I'll heat something up and go to work, but I might want to see. And especially and think about this. That means the Dodgers are hitting first if they're the away team. You're going to see Shohei Ohtani up pretty in the first inning. So
I wonder if they do. Is he pitching this year? I'm probably down.
I've read he might start a game or start to warm up to start in June. Like he's been throwing, but there's no timetable for him that he's coming back yet. So, I mean, I will say this, and we'll get to our picks, and I think that's actually the next thing. But like, I expect the Dodgers to do very well.
Yeah,
I don't expect the Cubs to do very well. So I'm very curious to see how these 2 teams play in this type of atmosphere. Tokyo Dome's it's kind of like what Tampa Bay was, but with a little more air. Like it's a higher dome. So I'm curious how they would play. I'm actually going to tape this because I could tape these games on my DVD with my YouTube. So I'm definitely going to want to watch these games going forward because just to see what it looks like. That I don't think I've ever seen a Japan game before. So,
nope, I haven't. I definitely
you haven't either.
No, never. Never.
Yeah, so if you get yourself to wake up a little bit, just watch a little bit. I don't know what your work
I used to have to be to work by 5 o'clock in the morning, so that's like a mental alarm clock. It's just I'm gonna automatically wake up at like 5:55, like, oh shoot, there's a baseball game on.
Oh boy. All right. So MLB predictions for Brandon and I. We're here and they're going to be recorded for September, October, so we see if we're right or wrong. Okay, so let me get out of this and then go to that. Okay, so you want to go first since you Brandon told me before he's got his picks, just not numbers like I do. So you want to do your picks and we'll do mine. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll start with the AL East. I think I know where you're going with this.
All right, so for the AL East, of course, we got the Yankees coming out of the East.
Okay.
I mean, Central, I have the Tigers.
Okay.
West, I have the Rangers.
Okay.
For the NL East, I've got the Mets.
Interesting.
Central, I've got the Cubs.
Wow. You got the Cubs coming out of the Central. Okay.
I mean, Central is not really good.
I have a different.
maybe?
I have a difference of opinion on that. We'll get to that.
The West, I've got the Dodgers, of course.
Okay. Well, I'll stop you. I'll stop you there. Okay, I'll do mine.
Okay.
So I agree with you on Yankees. Okay. Let me share. I can share this. There we go. So it's hard to see. Yeah. So I got Yankees, and I got them with 96 wins. Okay, so I actually picked wins and losses. In the AL Central, I have the Kansas City Royals eking the Detroit Tigers out by 2 games.
Oh,
yes. The Royals, I think their pitching is better. I think they got Bobby Witt. They got a bunch of other young guys that I think they're going to be the Orioles of last year. Okay. And they're in a division that they can be the Orioles and still win. Yeah. And then I got Seattle beating the Texas Rangers and the Houston Astros. I have the Astros getting beaten third and missing the playoffs altogether. That's going to be an interesting telltale if that actually does happen. Yeah. So Seattle, I think they got some legit players. I think then they pick up some people from the Mets and or Yankees. So I mean that's a very good possibility with Seattle. Plus,
it is.
They got the second A-Rod 2.0. Out in Seattle. So he's the outfielder A-Rod. So
right.
I got Seattle beating Texas by 2 wins. So actually, the Yankees, I actually have them winning by 6 in actuality. Mm-hmm. More than my theory of 6 wins. I think they can win by 10. I truly think the Yankees will be that good and good enough they can win by 10. Now in the NL East, sorry Met fans, sorry Jim and my wife and everybody else. I got you going second. The Braves are going to get 100 wins this year, in my opinion. They're going to go 162. The Mets will go 95 and 67. I think they'll be strong enough. They just won't be strong enough to beat the Braves. I think the Phillies will falter minus Schwarber. I think Schwarber will have a great year, but I think Phillies. Who's their first baseman now? Bryce Harper. Yeah. He might have a decent year too, but that's
bearing any injuries.
Barring any injuries, exactly. who do they got? They really don't got that much,
right?
Now in the NL Central, you and I completely disagree, and maybe I've done a little bit more research. I love the Cincinnati Reds. I love the Cincinnati Reds, and I love the Pittsburgh Pirates pitching staff.
Okay.
That's going to be a legit pitching staff. That's going to be a back and forth race in the NL Central, in my opinion. I don't think the Chicago Cubs have anything hitting, pitching. I got them at 76 wins. One of the worst teams in the league. That's what I got. But I think Pittsburgh
took a stab in the dark.
Yeah. I got Pittsburgh losing. They got that Paul Skeens. Cincinnati's got a great staff. They got Ellie De La Cruz. That kid's going to be a star. That kid's going to be a star.
I completely forgot about De La
Cruz. That's okay. That's see, fantasy baseball, you don't forget that stuff. So, So, I got Cincinnati just beating out Pittsburgh by two games. Now, NL West, I think everybody and their mother is picking this. The Dodgers will win the West. And I even got them. I got them winning 104 games. They're going to blow people out. They're between the Athletics and the Rockies, who I think they will play. Like they're going to beat them handily. Like I think it's 16 games they play each other. Like that's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of 15-1.
Lucky if they get a win.
I got the Rockies only winning 58 games. I got the Athletic. Remember this one. The Athletics. It's not Oakland. They're not in Oakland anymore.
Oh,
so yes, they're the Athletics. So I can't make this bigger. Right here, it's just the Athletics.
Okay.
So they'll be the Las Vegas Athletics at some point. It's just I think it's either 26 or 27.
They don't even have a stadium yet, right? Where are they playing?
At a minor league stadium somewhere outside of Vegas, and I forget where. Actually, it might be it might be somewhere in California too. But wherever they're playing, that's where they're playing. And that's another reason I forgot to mention in the AL East, I think Tampa Bay is going to not do well. Okay.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay is playing in a different stadium this year because their stadium got ruined by a hurricane.
Yeah.
So Tampa Bay's playing at Steinbrenner Field in Florida all year. So 82 games are going to be there. So that's going to be a problem. And for the, they're having a problem now with the sun. Can you imagine in October?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
not October, August, in July.
It's going to be terrible.
Let's get 100 degrees.
Nobody's going to want to play.
They're going to be playing in their underwear. I'm like, it's going to be crazy. So that's who I got. Like I said,
you got to figure if it's 102 degrees, that field is like almost 160. You're gonna bake.
I'm gonna tell people right now, whoever owns Gatorade, buy stock in Gatorade. It's going to go up in July. It will. All right. Let's go to our picks for the year. Our most valuable player, Cy Young, and yada yada yada. Okay, we'll do that before we go into playoffs. I'll come off with. I'll remove, so we get more view. Okay, so who's your AL MVP?
It'll be Judge.
Okay, I will agree with that. I say Judge, and I'll even go a little bit beyond. I'll say 2, 3 are Bobby Witt and Corey Seager. So I think it's going to go Judge, Witt, Seager. Who do you got? NL.
Oh, Shiny.
Shohei Ohtani.
Yep.
We agree on that too. I do have a second and third. I think it's going to be close because I think Soto's going to do very well.
I think Soto's going to do good too.
And Mookie Betts, I think, comes in third.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you said you don't know too many of the Cy Young guys. You don't know too many pitchers. You didn't have that?
I didn't do it. I didn't do my after Cole went bye-bye. I was like, okay, I thought he was going to have a really.
You got a little depressed.
I thought he was going to have an amazing year this year,
Cole,
especially from.
It would have been great. You have Fried behind him. That would have been a great year. Yes.
Yeah. So I didn't. I kind of lost hope.
I understand.
But
I will say this for what I picked, as I did a little bit of research, and Kansas City, like I talked about, they got a really good pitching staff. They got guys like Seth Lugo. That's not my choice. My choice is another pitcher on the Kansas City Chiefs, Cole Reagans. Nobody's heard of him. I think he's gonna. I don't think he's not a rookie, but he's that solid of a pitcher. He's gonna be the next of those other guys like Tariq Skubal, like Paul Skeens. I think he's going to be one of those type of guys. And Kansas City's got a stud on that team. I do have as number 2 and 3 for the Cy Young, Max Fried. I think Max is going to have a great year. He could be a 20-game winner. I'm honestly a little surprised Rodon's the number 1 pitcher. But I think that just is by rotation what they want to do. I think Fried's going to get more wins. He's going to get up there 18, 19, 20. So
you don't think Schmidt might pull off at least?
I'm hoping Schmidt, but now that Schmidt's hurt, he's day to day. Will he start the season? No. So if Schmidt gets 25 starts and gets 15 wins, that would be great. That's not a Cy Young award. That's a number 2 that's a number 2 or 3. Better probably a 3 pitcher. And then I got, like I said, Max Fried and Tariq Skubal. I think Skubal's going to have a great year on Detroit.
Didn't Ill win Rookie of the Year last year?
Skubal did. He did.
Oh, Skubal did? What did Ill win last year?
Who?
Ill. GIL, our pitcher.
Oh no. He won it. I'm sorry. He won it. Skubal was second. Skubal was second. Okay. Yeah, but he won it because he was hot in that last 3 months. That's why.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate now he's hurt. He's not coming back till June, so that's a whole nother mess. But by July, we should be in a good realm. So we'll see.
Right.
I mean, we'll be talking about that over the next couple months. So my Cy Young for the NL might shock a lot of people too. I think Chris Sale even in his old age, wins probably his last Cy Young. I think Chris Sale will beat Blake Snell and Paul Skeens out of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
That's my thought on that. I think Chris Sale is probably going to have a 2.35 ERA. It's probably going to blow people away. Skeens will probably have that too. I think Skeens will be down there too. Okay, you got AL Rookie of the Year?
I don't.
You don't? Oh, that should be easy for you.
Yeah, I don't have an AL Rookie of the Year. Nope.
Mine's a Yankee.
Who you got?
Jason Dominguez. I think he lights it up.
But see, I thought he played yet last year. That's why I didn't.
Not enough. Not enough.
Okay, so all right, so then that would be my Rookie of the Year if I had to pick one.
Okay, yeah, not enough.
I didn't go with him because he played last year, so I was thinking in my head okay, he played. So
Derek Jeter in '96 got Rookie of the Year, if I'm correct. Because
and then he played
95. He didn't play that much,
right?
But 96, he played. Yeah.
Okay.
So Jason. Trust me, I looked it up too. Jason Dominguez would qualify this year as long as he, stays healthy.
Okay.
And then I got a guy out of the Dodgers. The Dodgers actually have not only do they have a good veteran team, they got a pretty damn good rookie catcher. Dalton Rushing. I think he'll be the NL Rookie of the Year. He's also an outfielder, so he plays catcher in his outfield. So I think he'll do enough on that team. He'll shock people. Okay, how about reliever of the year? There's not too many. There's really not too many. I'd like Williams to get it. And I do too. Because honestly, Williams has the back. He's got look at the back of his baseball card. Like that's how I know he's got a very good shot in the AL. There's like really nobody else that. Hell, it would have been the Mets starting pitcher Cole. Cole. He's going to be a starter now, not a reliever. So he was he would have been a pretty good reliever for this award. And the NL, there's not too many either.
Yeah,
NL, I think it's going to another Dodger, Michael Kopech. So the Dodgers are going to have the Dodgers are just going to have everybody.
Yamamoto might, Yamamoto was good against us. He's not consistent, but
he's not consistent, but he's better. He's probably going to be better this year. Yeah. I mean,
you could say the same for Weaver too,
though. Who?
Weaver, the Dream
Weaver. Dream. Yes, Weaver. You're right.
Because he's young and he pitched lights out when they put him in that relief. He had those 2 hiccups, but I said, he has a lot of room for improvement.
That's true. That is true. So okay, so Kopech and Williams are my guys for reliever of the year. Hank Aaron Award. You said you had a Hank Aaron Award winner.
Yes, I have Aaron Judge.
You have Aaron Judge as Hank Aaron Award. Yep. So let's go over the Hank Aaron Award. If people don't know what that is. Where is it? Here we go. Awarded or annually to the best hitter in each league. Okay. So Brandon went with Aaron Judge. I will go with Bobby Witt. I think Bobby Witt he's going to come close to probably a triple crown.
Okay.
One thing he's not going to have.
One
thing he's not going to have is the home runs because you're up against too many home run hitters in the AL, including Judge.
Right.
But Bobby Witt's going to get the hits. Bobby Witt's going to get the average. Bobby Witt's going to get the RBIs. That's almost a guarantee with Bobby Witt, in my opinion. So that's why I think he gets the award. Now, do you have an NL?
Soto.
We both agree. I think Soto he's gonna be such a good hitter. They're gonna forget how bad on defense he is.
I agree.
He's just. I try not to poke fun too much, but it's hard not to when he's got these flubs already in spring training.
Yeah.
So, but that is what it is. So, but I think Soto's gonna probably hit like 350. Like he's gonna go up there. He probably could hit 350. Witt, I think, goes 370 in my opinion. They're gonna
I like BW. I like Bobby Witt.
Yeah, that Kansas team is gonna be interesting to watch. They're gonna beat the Yankees a couple times. It's gonna tick us off.
I don't put it past them. Did they beat us last year?
They
Twice?
might have. Yeah. All right. Last one for the awards. The Edgar Martinez DH Award. Who do you got for AL?
Oh, I got a Shawnee.
Who? No, Ohtani's
Ohani.
in
Otani. I keep
Ohtani's in
calling
the
him Oshani.
yeah. Ohtani's in the NL. Who do you got in the AL?
Oh, for the AL?
Yeah.
A Judge.
Okay.
Who else is? I mean,
you think he's going to be a DH?
nah.
I think
okay. I'll go Bellinger.
You think Bellinger's going to be a DH? Wow. Okay. See, I don't think we're going to have enough DHs. Like if Stanton was healthy, that would be him.
Yeah.
But if
he's going to be out for a while.
I really think that the Yankees are going to have a mix of guys doing it. Bellinger, I think, is going to play a lot. You're probably going to see Judge, which means what scares me, you're going to see our fourth outfielder. I'm forgetting his name because I don't want to remember his name.
Grissom.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying. I don't want Judge to be the designated.
But you know who you might get is Goldschmidt. Is Goldschmidt from time to time?
Okay, I'd take Goldschmidt.
And if the Yankees haven't done this yet because we're not ready to fulfill our lineups yet. That'll be with the talk next week. But if I said this last week, Dominic Smith, if he's that guy, maybe he becomes the next guy. Maybe he gets to the point where he can actually be on that award list.
Yeah.
But so for you what did you say? You didn't say anybody for AL, right? Because
no.
So I'm going to go because I'm not sure Dominic Smith's going to be that guy. Yordan Alvarez from Houston. He's a true.
Oh,
DH.
I forgot about Alvarez. Oh my God,
Yordan Alvarez.
Big kid.
He's
a big kid.
He's basically Big Poppy, but right-handed.
Yeah, 2.0.
Yeah. So I think Alvarez on a bad team because Altuve's taking a dip down. Yeah. And, I think Alvarez will be that guy. In the NL, I know you said Ohtani, and that makes sense. I think Schwarber you're going to see 50 home runs from. I got a funny feeling Schwarber is going to be hitting a lot of home runs. So I think home runs in general are going to go up. Okay. Judge is going to hit more. Soto's going to hit more. Schwarber's going to hit more. Goldschmidt, you might see Goldschmidt with 30. if Goldie hits 30, Bellinger hits 25, and Judge hits 60, I think we easily win the AL East.
Right.
Just saying. I don't think the Red Sox, the Blue Jays, or the Braves would have a shot at us. Period. So
I agree.
Okay, so
we got to get these young guys to step up, man.
We do. Well, I don't see Dominguez or our catcher getting to that next level of home run.
What did Wells have 26 last year?
Did he? Maybe. Okay, so maybe Wells did that in a shortened period of time. Remember, he's a catcher. How many games is he going to play? Is he going to play 120?
Right.
Is he going to play 130? We'll see what he can do. So, but I wouldn't put more than 25 past him a year because hell, look at Jorge Posada. I don't think he ever had more than 30.
Right.
I'm trying to think. I have to go way back now. Thurman Munson wasn't a home run hitter. So we don't have catchers.
What did Piazza have?
Piazza was up there. Piazza was 35 to 40 a year for a few years. I think
Piazza.
He jumped. He was the number one catcher when it comes to home runs over Johnny Bench, if I'm correct. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. That's why he needed to be in the Hall of Fame.
I feel like Sanchez would have had that opportunity if not for all the injuries.
Yeah, Gary. When he started doing bad? When the Mets announcer, Gary, it's not Gary Apple. The Mets announcer, Gary Cohen. Gary Cohen would call Gary Sanchez Gary Sanchez. Every time I would hear this, and I'd be yelling at the TV, you're saying the name wrong. And, of course, he'd be hitting like a Sanchez. You know, he strike out. He basically ran himself out of New York. Like
pretty much.
I had no qualms, and I was one of his backers. I really was. Up in my beginnings of my first podcast, Chad Says Anything, I was a big backer of Sanchez.
Yeah,
that went by the summer, like it was gone. So yeah, Sanchez could have been. He never panned out.
Right.
You know, maybe I'm crossing my fingers. My son becomes a catcher, although he wants to be a pitcher. He could be that catcher for the Yankees if he can grow up a little bit bigger.
Hey, yeah. Take him.
So, okay. Now let's go to the playoffs. Okay. We got the playoffs here. Let's go to the NL. Let's talk NL before we go to AL, because I think AL, we might know where we're going with that. Let's go to NL. So who do you got 1 through 6? And remember, 1 through 6, the 1 and 2 are the first round buys.
Right. That's what I was thinking. So the Yankees will definitely have a first round bye. Oh, yeah, you said NL.
NL. National League.
Mets get the first round bye.
Wow.
Dodgers get the first round bye.
Okay. So who's 3 through 6 for you?
We'll go Braves 2. Braves 3.
No, they can't be 3. Braves would have to be 4, 5, or 6. So you got a East winner and you got a West winner. Who's your Central?
Oh, I'm bugging.
So your Central would be
Central. So Central is going to be Reds, because I completely forgot. I forgot about De La Cruz.
Yeah. So you're getting off of Chicago. You're going to Cincinnati.
Oh hell yeah! I love De La Cruz. Are you kidding me? I love that kid.
Yeah, De La Cruz. He's between De La Cruz on the Reds and O'Neal Cruz on the Pirates.
I like O'Neal too.
They're going to be studs. They're going to be studs. Yeah. So you got Cincinnati 3. Okay, so then you got Atlanta 4.
Then I think I'm going to go. Whew. I mean, Diamondbacks might. Diamondbacks and the Pirates, I would say.
So, oh, wow. So Arizona over San Diego over San Francisco. Wow.
I don't see the Rockies. I'm not. I can't stand the San Francisco Giants. So.
And you're even over the St. Louis Cardinals and the Brewers too. Wow. Okay. And the Phillies.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
the Phillies always seem to disappoint me when they so I just not put them up.
That would be Arizona would not surprise me given what they've done in the past recent past.
Right.
So I don't have them anywhere near, but that would not surprise me if I got that wrong. Like I have no problem getting that wrong if that's what happens. Because,
look what happened when they went on that run to the World Series.
They won the World Series. I know. It's
nobody expected that.
No, nobody said that in April. Nobody said that in September. So
right.
So I'll go 1 through 6. So my 1 is Dodgers. My 2 is the Braves.
Yeah.
And then Cincinnati. I think we both agree on 3. So I got San Diego 4, Mets 5, Pittsburgh 6.
Okay.
So yeah. So Pittsburgh would play Cincinnati. Mets would repeat last year. I truly believe that's going to happen, and I told a couple of Mets fans this, and I think they whole hum me, but that's fine. If it comes to fruition, I'm right. You need to listen to me. But I think the Mets are going to be the 5. The Padres are going to be the 4. So the Padres are going to be the home team. But I do see the Mets winning that series, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But okay, so that's my 6. Who's your 6 for the AL? I think we know what number 1 is.
Well, of course, the Yankees.
So who's your second buy?
Orioles. Oh no,
they can't be.
So it's
they
gotta
can't
be.
be.
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say the Tigers.
Tigers. Okay. So Detroit second. So who's your 3, 4, 5? Who's your Central? I mean, not Central. Who's your West? Who's your West?
3. I'm gonna go.
I think you said Texas was your West.
Rangers.
Yeah, so Texas was your 3rd. So who do you got 4, 5, 6?
We're gonna go Rangers. We're gonna go Orioles. We're gonna go Royals. And then I think I'm gonna go with the Guardians because somehow, some way, they still manage to squeak into the playoffs every year.
So 3 Central teams. Okay, that could be intriguing. That means only 1 West and 1 East.
Mm-hmm.
Or 2.
I don't see the Red Sox. The Red Sox, I don't know what the hell they've been doing the last 5 years, but
yeah, I agree with that. So I got the Yankees obviously at first as well. I have Seattle winning the 2nd seed first round.
The Mariners, okay, yep.
I got Mariners in the 2nd seed. So Kansas City would be 3rd, playing Detroit. So the Kansas City would be the home team against Detroit. Detroit's 6th. And then Baltimore 5, Texas 4. So Baltimore's going to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I think the AL makes it, at least with what I have, it makes it a very more intriguing battle for each battle. So, I'm absolutely intrigued by that. All right.
That's a pretty good bracket.
It's
going to be interesting.
Oh yeah, I honestly can't wait to see if I'm right. I love it when I'm right. If you're right, that's good. I'd be happy for you. But yeah,
you like it more when you're right.
Oh, I absolutely love it more when I'm right. Because I'm sure Jim's going to say something like the Mets. He'll probably agree with you with the Mets. I'm curious if he agrees with you with the Mets. But will he agree with us both with the Yankees?
Probably not.
Does he think Baltimore and or Seattle or Kansas City is better? I'm wondering if he thinks that. So,
probably.
All right. So who do you got for AL champion? Who's your winner? Who's your loser?
AL champs. I want to say the Yankees
over.
Because there's no over the Tigers.
Okay. So I got Yankees over. I got Yankees over Kansas City.
Okay.
And I got them winning. I got them winning at home in 6 games.
And then I got Dodgers over the Mets.
Dodgers over the Mets. So that's a repeat of last year too.
Pretty much. Except we didn't play the Tigers. We ended up playing I think we played the Guardians, right?
No, we played the Guardians first. I think we played the Orioles after that.
Yeah, Guardians.
That was our
Orioles.
Yeah, that was last year. So NL, it seems like it could be a repeat. At least with what you said, I got the Dodgers over the Braves.
Okay.
I think the Dodgers will win in Atlanta in 5 games. So that's my thought on that. All right. Who's your World Series champ? So you got Yankees and Dodgers, right?
Yep.
What's your champ?
Damn Dodgers.
Oh, you're going to Dodgers. Okay. Okay. Dodgers in what? So remember the Dodgers.
Crazy. I'm Bronx born, baby. Yankees in 4.
That's what you want, but what are you thinking? What's your head thinking?
I'm Dodgers. Going 7. I'm going Yankees in 7.
Yankees in 7? Okay. So you changed it. Okay.
Come on, I'm from the Bronx. I can't go Dodgers. What would I can't do that.
See, I'm from Jersey. I'm pure Jersey, but I can still I could have gone Dodgers, but yeah. I'm gonna go Homer. Yankees in 7 as well. So remember, if it's Yankees in 7, we're doing it in LA. So that's gonna be interesting. So who's your World Series MVP? If the Yankees win, who's your World Series MVP?
Let's go.
Are you gonna go obvious or actually go someone else? Because I'll tell you this, I didn't go obvious.
I'm gonna go Chisholm.
Whoa, wow.
Oh, Jazz Chisholm is gonna be the MVP.
I'll say this: if the Yankees make it to the World Series, I want to see the line that Jazz Chisholm is the World Series MVP. I will bet that to see if that comes true. That's got to be easily 500 to 1, if not more.
It's got to be.
So my guess, my thought on World Series MVP is Cody Bellinger. If I'm correct,
it was the first person that popped in my head.
I think he's been a World Series MVP before, so I think he gets to that level again. And if he's hitting in front of Judge, I think that's going to be a plus.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. But I'm taking into consideration the plays that Chisholm can make
Oh,
the
yeah.
athleticism that he has on defense.
Oh, I think Jazz could shock the world this year at second base. I truly do.
Especially him being a little bit more acclimated with the Yankee way and all of that.
Yep, I agree.
So,
all right.
We're
So I saw
go
this.
The Bahamas. He's from the Bahamas. I got family in Nassau.
Okay, I'm on the wrong one. Let's see. Bryan Hoch wrote something. I'm a little curious to what he wrote. Let me stop sharing. I don't need to share this. Oh, nope. How do remove it? Stop screen. There we go. Okay. So he wrote something, and he writes this stuff in emails all the time from the MLB.com. Mm-hmm. The decisions will grow more difficult for Aaron Boone and the Yankees over the next couple weeks as the club's decision makers huddle to determine the roster that will carry north on March 27th. This is what I was kind of referencing before with Dominic Smith. Let's see if he talks about it. In camp that has seen a significant pieces like Garrett Cole heel, DJ LeMahieu, and Giancarlo Stanton lost to injuries, the team may look quite different. So we both agree that we kind of expected that, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So Boone said we're not there yet. There are still important days here in camp that we'll continue to evaluate and keep assessing where we are. Now, I saw the game today. I only saw like 2 players actually that I think would make the team. So I'm wondering how much they're really evaluating. But
right.
It's almost like, are they not getting him hurt? Is that what it is? So
Could
Boone,
be.
Yeah. Boone said Yankees plan to have the first formal meetings concerning roster construction will be early this week. Let's see. Rotation. Let's begin here. Carlos Rodon will start opening day. Max Fried goes second. The rest will be announced. Though Stroman is assured a starting role as Clark Schmidt has been slowed in this spring, first by back spasms, now a sore shoulder. Jesus, mother. I knew about the back spasms. I did not know about the sore shoulder. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Schmidt's probably not going to be in the mix for the first 15 days at least. Assuming Schmidt bounces back, the final choice appears to be...
Oh, no, go ahead.
Appears to be between Carlos Carrasco and Will Warren. Now, I've seen it where Will Warren is number 4.
Yeah.
So I suspect Will Warren will be the number 4 slotted guy. Carrasco could be 5, and Stroman could still be out. So we'll see. But imagine that, Carrasco and Stroman. It's the Mets 2.0. Remember, they were both Mets like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I remember. I went to one of their games where they both were on the same team. So it's Mets 2.0. Obviously, they're cheap guys, except for Stroman's not. Stroman has a big contract for the 1 year. So we'll see what happens there. I'd be curious to see what Carrasco can do. It says, are the Yankees prepared to risk losing depth after being so hard hit by injuries? If so, if the answer is no, Warren could be optioned to AAA for the beginning of the season. So Warren does have, I'll call them lives. There's like 3 options to go up and down. Yeah. Warren has an option, if not more than one. So Carrasco probably will start. Stroman probably will start. It really depends on if Carrasco and or Stroman are just that.
I mean, we got to give Stroman what he wanted. Oh.
Well, no, he's not starting first in New York. It's not happening. I mean, that's going.
Well, he's still going to be a starter.
Well, then he better show up, or he's going to. Or we're going to show out. This is interesting. So you can see this guy in AAA if he gets sent to there. A non-roster invitee, Alan Winans, has been mentioned in the starting mix. Boone lauded Winans at an off-season waiver claim from the Braves for his feel on the mound. So you could see that guy too. I mean, now bullpen. Every year it seems like the Yankees have a good bullpen, except for either one lefty or one righty is hits the skids by June. Yeah, so who we got now? Ian Hamilton and Mark Leiter Jr. I love that we have a Leiter.
Okay, I do like Leiter.
Yeah, Leiter's a good kid, and he's got good upbringing. So
yeah,
both who have they've slowed in spring, but that's spring. I don't have faith in spring other than getting through it without getting injured. Hamilton resumed facing hitters after dealing with an infection. Okay, an infection, lovely. Leiter was scratched from a recent appearance due to back spasms. I have back spasms. I can throw a ball. I'm sorry.
What's up with Jonathan
Loizaga?
Loizaga,
yeah. Let's see. Is he in here? Let's see. Yoendris Gomez, Jeff Hartlieb, Coulter Brewer, Brent Hedrick. Hedrick pitched today. Yeri, and we lost. So who yeah. Well, it's you can't losing a game in spring is like
it's like preseason.
I don't even know. Yeah, preseason football game. It doesn't mean much.
Right.
So
that's how I really don't. I try to pay attention to it a little, but it's just sometimes you see a couple heads that you don't even know, and it's like, oh, right.
I don't see Loizaga in this, so I wonder if he's even on the roster. He may not be. So I'd be curious where Loizaga has landed.
Right.
Now, backup catcher. That's another interesting one. So we got what's his name? Who's our catcher? Why am I forgetting him? The Yankee catcher. The mustache.
Wells?
Thank you, Austin Wells. So he's number one.
I was going to say Trevino for a second.
No, he got traded. He got traded. So then it comes to three people. We got J.C. Escara, Ben Rice, who has played before but only first base with us, and Alex Jackson, who was traded for Trevino. So in theory, you would think it'd go to Jackson, but Escara can hit. So do you start Escara down in the minors? And if there's an injury, bring him up. And then Ben Rice, who knows what you do with. There's still talk putting him at first base. But if we have Dominic Smith, you don't need to put him at first base. Dominic Smith's lefty, Goldschmidt's righty. That's what you put Goldschmidt at DH, and when it's a lefty, you put him at first. At least that's what I would do. So I really think it's Escara's game to lose. I really think he's the kid to do it. But he's got options. So when you got options, you're usually the first one to go down.
Right.
Infield and bench. Yeah, we got a lot. Oh, that's right. I forgot we did this. We signed JD Martinez? I must have missed that. Right-handed.
I didn't know that either.
New York. I'm sorry. I'm reading this wrong. New York has contacted free agent JD Martinez.
Okay.
But the club appears to be unwilling to add payroll that would take them further over the competitive balance tax. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, this is what I was getting to. As such, there could be a spot for non-roster invitee Dom Smith, who can help at first base, in the outfield, and at DH. Like that should be the guy who's DH. Like, period. Yeah. If he's an outfielder, he might be a right fielder. He's not a center fielder.
Right.
So then there's other guys like Peraza, Vivas, and Cabrera. I think Cabrera needs to start at third base, in my opinion. Who do we have for third base? It's Peraza, it's Cabrera, and a damaged LeMahieu.
That ain't LeMahieu. Damn sure ain't LeMahieu.
Yeah, well, he's damaged, so I mean, he can't hit more than a 200 clip at any level.
I would go with Cabrera.
Yeah, I mean, he's a switch hitter too. We've talked about this before. Cabrera in the lineup being a switch hitter. I mean, he's basically a 300 hitter, or he can be a 300 hitter. So, I mean,
that's just another lacking consistency.
Mm-hmm.
We just got to get consistency out of the young boys.
Exactly. And I mean, Peraza, unfortunately, he's the anti-Cabrera. He doesn't hit as much. He's a better fielder, and he could play the field better. He's basically Volpe at 5 positions. I think Peraza is, but he just can't hit. So that's a problem. Like that means we're putting you in the 8th and 9th inning is what that means. So
right.
and then Pablo
Or
Reyes,
extra innings, if that.
Yeah, extra innings. Yeah, you're coming in the 11th. You're coming in the 11th inning. Yeah.
Right.
And then there's other guy, Pablo Reyes in Vivas. These guys are definite minor leaguers who, if they're probably on the top 40 roster, so they'll get something. Oh Jesus. Anyway,
so what I'm reading, we got a couple pitchers that went down. Bruckner says Ann will be ready.
Pitchers?
Yeah.
Only pitchers
Cousins.
I don't see that. Only pitchers I saw went down were Cole and Heel. Those are the major ones. We don't have. I mean, even the minor ones. If they go down, they go down. Like
right.
There's more minor that you can replace. Is that Winans is gonna, like I said, Winans is gonna be that guy. Whether he's gonna be the long man or he's gonna be a 5th starter. So, we'll see with that. Let's see. There's nothing for outfield necessarily. Okay, so that's it for that report by Bryan Hoch. He does his Yankees trivia. I want to see if you can. We're both Yankee fans. I'll ask you, see if you know this answer. All right. So, which of the following Yankee managers did not appear in an opening day lineup for the Bombers as a player? Was it Aaron Boone, Bucky Dent, Joe Girardi, or Gene Michael? The key is did not appear in an opening day lineup for the New York Yankees.
We'll go Girardi.
No, he did. It's Aaron Boone.
That was going to be my second option.
Yeah. Boone was he was actually a backup almost the entire time. He just has that big home run in the playoffs that lofted him into Yankee lore.
Yeah, that's probably why I put Girardi.
Yeah, like even Gene Michael. I don't remember Gene Michael playing, and I thought he might, but I wasn't sure. Bucky Dent, yeah, he was a starter for a while, so I
remember Bucky Dent.
Yeah, I figured Bucky Dent was a starter probably at some point. Aaron Boone, yeah, I mean, I not surprised.
Yeah.
So okay, that's that for that. I'll do this.
Jake Cousins. Jake Cousins is the pitcher.
Okay, he's a reliever, I think.
Yeah.
So, I'll do this next week. I forgot the sheet. It's outside in my bag. There's a top 75 players according to Athletic. We can talk about this more when we actually have more time to talk about something.
Okay.
It's a big. I'm curious on where we could actually talk about like certain players going certain places.
Yeah.
So we'll do that next week. Now,
okay.
I do want to talk about this. I was talking about this yesterday with my brother-in-law. So he brought up pass interference. He's saying that the rules should be changed. And I figured this will be an ongoing discussion of it because I'm curious what people think when they do watch this, what they'll say. So this is what he said, and I'll see what you think. So he said that pass interference, and I'm paraphrasing, and maybe one of these days Colin will actually come on and tell me exactly what he said. But he's basically saying that in every pass interference play, it's a hold. Okay? And what's the penalty for a holding penalty? It's usually 5 or 10 yards in the first down. So essentially, you could do that for a pass interference play and still do the 5 to 10 yards, still give the first down. You just don't get all those yards. Let's say you throw a 50-yard bomb and that gets pass interfered. So I'm starting to think that makes sense in the way of multiple reasons. Number one, it makes the quarterback work more. Okay. It means he's going to actually get more yards and more attempts in going down the field instead of getting that pass interference and just getting the touchdown, which, he's probably making money for, but you're not getting the yards for it when you're getting a pass interference.
Right.
Okay, that's number one. Number two is more off the field, more what we want as fans. When we're drafting a quarterback and we want yards plus touchdowns, we don't want that pass interference.
Yeah.
We want him to get more yards on his own. So this rule change may actually be more real than just something you talk about, at a water cooler. Yeah. So what do you think?
They got to change something, because it's starting to come down to crucial situations and crucial games to where a pass interference as a whole can be a game-changing situation. We've seen it multiple times.
Yep.
That's
not good for the NFL. That's not good for the brand.
Right. And that falls in hand with they were also discussing the replay situation.
Okay.
Like, when the call on the field is the call on the field, but if it's blatant, shouldn't you be able to, prime example, the face mask that didn't get called when the Lions played the Vikings in the back of the end zone that we saw, but the ref didn't.
So then you'd be saying that, and instead of having 2 minutes to go, the booth takes care of all the replays. You'd go 5 minutes to go, and the booth takes all the replays. Would that make more sense? Because then you throw out the flag that you have to put out for a challenge, because it's 5 minutes instead of 2.
Yeah, but then I think wouldn't that take away from the intensity of a 2-minute drill though?
It would. It absolutely would. But then you're getting the right calls all the way through at the end. So
true.
It might actually speed up the game if you think about it.
So if that's the case, then add 15. Well, we got 15 minutes.
15 minute game.
Add 17 minutes a quarter.
So then instead of a 60-minute game, you're talking about
about hour, 20 hour,
68-minute game. Okay.
Well, with the commercials and.
Well, I mean, I don't know about that one, but like I said, if you are going to add time, in theory, I think that's more legitimate, because that should in theory speed up the game.
Right.
That should bring about a more solid solution of the players on the field making the plays to win or lose the game.
Right.
So I mean, and that's what I think the viewer wants. That's what us viewers want. We want to be able to see the game as the pure game that we know it to be. So that's an interesting thing too. Like pass interference in that respect would be, like I said, if we get, and I think what Colin was saying, and I kind of agree with, can we just get rid of pass interference as a whole and just call it a hold? Because essentially that's what you're doing. When you pass interfere, you're holding the player in some respect.
Yeah.
So let's just blatantly, get rid of the one rule and make it blatantly clear in the other rule, a hold is a hold is a hold. So maybe in essence, there's not as many rules. I think there might be too many rules.
There is a lot. Yeah, there's definitely, and there's no bending the corner on any of these rules either, because
no.
I mean, at the end of the day, I guess the refs are going to call whatever they want to call, right?
Mm-hmm. They are,
regardless if they feel even if they take away if they do away with the pass interference.
Yep.
There's still I feel like it'll just give them even more leeway to because now everything's going to be a hold.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
It's like a lose-lose situation almost.
It is. And this is where I implore now people who are going to watch this going forward, make comments or come find us. Like, I know, Brandon, you have people that you that are subscribed. Come talk to us. I'm curious what you think. And this will help maybe if they start watching live a little, that we could start talking about these topics.
Right.
But I'm definitely curious what other people think. Can we make this a little more viral by, okay, especially maybe getting this done before next season? That would be great. Yeah. I don't know if it's a thing because these months go by fast, and by the time you get to a rule change, you have to wait till the next year. So, and
it's
then
got to be politically correct for the NFL,
and make sure they make enough money for it. So,
right.
All right, so we'll table this for another day. I think we talked about it this enough. And Colin, maybe if Colin comes on, he can explain more. Okay, next. Now this is interesting, in my opinion. So I don't know how much you know about soccer. Do you watch British soccer? Do you watch soccer in general, like FIFA or anything like that?
I do.
MLS?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you know the system of English football? Like the English football league? You do not. Okay.
No.
So I had to go on Wikipedia for this, and hopefully.
Are you talking about like as far as Are we talking about international, or are we talking about just the United States?
International. So and it's really more what the British people do.
Yeah.
So it's called the English Football League system, or which is also known as a football pyramid. It's a series of interconnected leagues for men's association football clubs in England. It's 5 teams from Wales, and it just keeps going on. So I'm not even going to get into that, but there's a bunch of teams all over the place. Now, let me see if I can pull this up. This is – I'm going to share this, dude. You got to see this. Share. Okay. Select. So I got to click it. Okay. This is the actual pyramid from top to bottom. Okay. Like it's crazy. It is absolute. So this is insane. This is the Premier League. These are the different leagues below it. And when you get down to here, okay, a lot of them are guys who are like in pubs who form teams. Okay.
Wow.
So if you can get 12 guys on a team in a pub, that's your team. Like I did the math, 296 clubs in all. Okay. This is their system in England.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I'm not saying that we go this far like that. That seems to be extreme. Okay. That's
is it? But I mean, just think about it. Think about you got 12 buddies just sitting there in a bar one day or something like that, and let's start a football team.
In America, you know what that is? Fantasy football.
Whoa, yeah. You're right.
12 guys in an American bar. The butt of the joke is that's fantasy football. So, yeah, I mean, this has been apparently going on since the mid 1800s. They've perfected it to this in I think it was late 1970s. So, like, to be that efficient for any of our sports, it would take decades to do. And that's where I go to this. Could a system like this be formulated for a U.S. professional sports team? Now, I want to start with the main 4, but I have other ideas for other things. So I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna get rid of that so we can see each other. Okay, so the main 4, in my opinion, the one that could do this, and we have to preface that. Remember, all 4 of these professional leagues are unionized. Okay, soccer is not. Right. These guys are not unionized, so that's definitely number 1. But I think the one that could do this, because they don't have a minor league, is the NFL. The NFL doesn't really have a minor league. They have the UFL if they wanted to do something like this.
Right.
It would take a lot for that Premier League to be 30. It says 20 clubs there. So think about it. MLB and NFL have 30 or 32 teams, right? So what they do at the end of their season is that they have 3 teams. If they're the worst teams in the league, they retract to the league down, and teams from the lower league go up. So that's something that would be interesting in NFL and NBA or MLB and NFL because there are bad teams.
So you're saying that the New York Football Giants would be on that bottom three, so that they would go down,
possibly,
and like the New York Slytherin snakes across town.
Well, no. If you think about it, there's a couple good UFL teams or XFL, whatever they're called now.
I mean, they got arena football too,
and that's just it. But arena football is different because it's a smaller, like XFL. That they're on a regular football field,
right?
So the only other thing you could do is college, but college is college. You can't really do that. But see, that's where NFL could do that. If they could get their owners to retract a little, like the money's still there, but they go to a lower league to try to win that league to try to get back into the league. Like it's an interesting theory that if football could do it, I think
so. It would be like having a league of replacements. You remember that movie? Okay,
absolutely.
That would. I love that, me personally, because prior to my back injury, I was still engaged in playing football every year.
Yep.
So that for somebody like me, and I know a lot of other guys out here that are willing to throw them pads on and strap it up and see what they and that got a lot of juice still left in the tank. So
See, I don't think it would work as much in Major League Baseball because they already have a bunch of minor league levels. That
definitely wouldn't.
And those minor league levels could never even reach the major league level if they were an entire team playing. Like, the winner from let's say the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Yankees, the AAA team, in a 7-game series probably would not beat the Athletics.
Right.
Okay. It probably
you got the Syracuse Mets. You got the Syracuse Mets right here where I'm at.
And they probably couldn't beat the Colorado Rockies in 7 games. It just it wouldn't happen. So that's a little harder. And basketball has its own too. Basketball has the G
League. Yep.
So that wouldn't happen. Hockey has the AHL.
Yep.
AHL. That's their minor league. So that might not work either. But you know where it could
because we got Syracuse Crunch here. Yeah.
So my theory is if football's the only one, but that's going to take 20 to 30 years minimum. That's a long time. Why don't we start on something that is about to start? My thought is women's softball / baseball, because I don't know which one it is. It's supposed to start in 2026, where professional women are going to play either softball or baseball. And I think it's more softball. I think New York and other teams are getting a team. It's only going to be 6 or 8 teams. So my theory is you get those 8 teams. Then in 2 years, you get 8 more teams, but they're lower. You put them on a different level.
Yeah.
Because you have the stars in one. So let's say 8, the 8 play and 2 go down, 2 go up, something like that. So, and they're not.
Wouldn't it be safe to say that the NFL, I wouldn't say the NFL has it per se, but that's why there's a lot of semi-professional football teams out here that's what they need to do is get all of these teams. And
if they could get the XFL into that, like remember there's 8 XFL teams. I mean, they could do more XFL teams. They could brand this off. Football has the best opportunity, I think, if they could do it, but they'd have to. The NFLPA would have to be on board with this. They have the model, so they just have to go similar to the model. I don't know.
I would say get some international teams in there too,
and that's where that comes in, and that could be interesting. If you want to do, remember they had NFL Europe before. It didn't work. It didn't work because who was it? Peter Uberoff or Tagliabue or whoever was the big guy in the NFL commissioner. That's the word. Whoever was commissioner wasn't the right time. Like NFL Europe would work in this era for the simple fact of YouTube, for the simple fact of social media. Yep. You know, you're going to get a lot more hits, a lot more everything, you know, with that.
Look at the fans at the game.
Hell, look at WWE. You know? Yep. I mean, WWE is now everywhere.
Yeah.
So
I'm not even going to lie. I've actually started watching a little bit more wrestling lately.
But that's just it. Now, I mean, they're going to Saudi Arabia. They're going to Australia. They're going to Germany. They're going Japan.
Yeah, but the World Wrestling Federation been doing that since
they've been attempting it, but it wasn't until Netflix that they were able to really, you know, get the whole world. So wrestling's been able to do that. So if football can get that kind of money, like that's where they have the opportunity to do it. So we'll see. That Europe thing, that's a good idea. They can get a Europe league, they can get a South America league, maybe an Africa league. I mean that's
we had a Jamaican bobsled team, you know. Well, Jamaican football team.
See, Jamaica, wouldn't they be all skinny?
I mean, who knows?
Any Jamaican I've ever met in my life, they were skinny.
I'm for the Bronx. I've met a few big ones.
Have you?
Really big, beefy ones. Go to Brooklyn. You'll see a lot there.
Well, there's a lot of food in Brooklyn. That's why they probably ate themselves to that point. So I'm talking about in Jamaica, like when you're swimming all day, like, you know, that's.
I mean, you could kind of say the same for Europe. It's a lot of. I mean,
there's a lot of fat Germans.
What about Chinese? Well, you got sumo wrestlers.
But I mean, they're better wrestlers than they are football players. So,
that's not true. That's not true.
That's not true.
Remember, China beat us in that bullshit. What was it? That just happened with the Olympics. The little football. No, it was football.
Flag football.
Yeah. No, was it flag? I think it was flag. But either way it goes, China kicked our butts in the Olympics
because they're
American
fast.
Football.
Because they're fast. Have you seen some of these flag football? You got to be fast.
You got 12 Jet Lees running around on the field. It's hard to catch.
And you got to be able to move your hips. Like I saw some of these. I watch more of the girls than the guys, and they're moving their hips, and they're doing how they're doing it. Like I didn't. I might have had that speed at 13 years old. I don't know if I definitely don't have it now, but
it's pretty skillful.
Mm-hmm. If that's the way we're going to get football in the Olympics, fine, so be it. But you know, I mean, it'd be nice to get bowling in the Olympics. That's a sport, but
definitely,
yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, I know you agree. And other, it's
they got breakdancing.
I watched that too. But here's the thing with breakdancing. You can only watch so many breakdancers before it's like it gets repetitive. I'm not a judge. I can't watch it. I'll watch swimming all day. I'll watch water polo all day. I can't swim. I'm not a swimmer. I don't know how to swim, but I love to watch it. You know. But breakdancing, come on. I'm like, I hope that was just put in for France and then it's taken out. We'll see.
I mean, everybody knows America's got the best breakdancers. I mean, that's just
how did we lose that? I mean,
I don't know.
That doesn't make sense.
No, I'd even watch pool in the Olympics. That'd be kind of interesting. Billiards.
Yep. Oh yeah. All right. So, what's this on Raw tonight? Interesting matches. So Cody Rhodes and Cena will actually be under the same roof. They're somewhere. They're in what country are they in? I think they might be in Germany this time. So the match has either already been done because I don't think they're live with this one.
Right.
If it's Germany, it's like, what time is it now? 8:24. So yeah, it's 2:00 in the morning there. So they're not live. So Cody Rhodes and John Cena were under the one roof. Braun Breaker and Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship. I will say this: what's happened on SmackDown in the last 2 weeks A new champion has come when they had the last match. Whoever wasn't champion became the new champion. It's happened now 2 weeks in a row. Really? I'm curious, would they give it to Finn Balor from because Breaker's had this Intercontinental Championship for a while. Yeah, so we'll see on that. Penta battles Ludwig Kaiser in a no holds barred match. See, this is now we're getting back to a little bit of the 90s wrestling. A no holds barred match.
Yeah, I like that.
We haven't seen that in 25 years.
I think the last one I seen was Hardcore Holly.
Oh yeah, that was the hardcore title probably. The best one with that was,
Now, yeah, that's when I heard that. I'm like, what? No holds barred?
No holds barred. Yeah, it sounds like an old Hulk Hogan match. It really does.
Oh yeah.
So,
Mankind.
Mankind. Oh Lord. So Jey Uso's taking on Austin Theory. So this is just a warm up match for him before his big match at WrestleMania.
Are they still doing TLCs?
I haven't seen one of the. You know what? Expect to see that because the Hardys are back. The Hardys came back to NXT last week, so
I was telling you that.
Expect to see that. Which I'd be curious now. Have Edge or has Adam Copeland and Christian Cage met? Are they kind of done with AEW? I wonder. This is where I love a couple wrestling guys to come on and tell me with AEW, like has Jericho, has Christian Cage, has
my man Jared
Y2J, and same with Adam, Adam Copeland, like Edge.
Did you ever find out if those belts, those were the Hardy's belts, those next belts that you see?
Yeah, I couldn't tell. I still couldn't tell. So I don't know. I might be able to watch it tomorrow. We'll see. But maybe I'll see more. And then Dakota Kai's wrestling Ivy Nile. So I get Dakota Kai, who was like a heel for years. She's now she's a babyface now. All these heels are becoming babyfaces and vice versa. So that's the Raw preview.
Yeah.
They're okay here. They're in Brussels in Belgium. So, yeah, they're in Brussels. Oh wait, it was on at 3 Eastern. So this was already on. Oh, that's funny. So it's saying it's on 8 Eastern on Monday, but it's also saying 3 Eastern on Netflix. That's weird. See, this is the weird. It's probably pre-recorded. So it's probably not live at 8 o'clock.
Right.
That's interesting. Okay. So I wonder if you could watch it on when they usually finish their matches that they like how when we finish our shows, you can stream it after. So I wonder if you can stream it after. That's interesting.
Probably. That's probably exactly what it is. Yeah. They're probably taping it right now and then.
No, they taped it already.
Well, yeah. Well, they probably finished it at like 7:30, and then they went right into streaming it at
maybe.
8.
Yeah, so those are the only matches they're showing. So who knows? I mean, that's either they're long matches or there's something in between. Who knows what this Cody Rhodes and John Cena thing was going to be? I swear, Cody Rhodes hasn't wrestled in like 3 weeks. All he's doing is talking. It's just like, can he wrestle already? and some of it's boring as hell. It really is.
Yeah.
Like, I've gone to AEW and NXT and I actually watch wrestling matches. It's kind of nice to watch, but. Yeah, and as far as I know, WrestleMania hasn't changed. Let's see. Let me see the matches. I don't think it's changed at all. I think it's still the same 3 or 4 matches. Let's see. Yep, it hasn't changed. It's still the Undisputed Champ, Cody Rhodes versus Cena, World Champion Io Sky versus Bianca Belair, and Gunther versus Jey Uso. So if Penta wins, I have a funny feeling you're going to see that at that's the one I think that's going to happen tonight. If Penta beats Braun Breaker, he'll go to WrestleMania and wrestle somebody. If not Braun Breaker again, so that'll be something too. But you know what they're going to have to put up here too is a couple NXT. You think they put a couple NXT championships? That would just make sense. You got to fill 2 weeks or two. You got to fill 2 days. Like that, these three matches are not filling 2 days. They got to do at least 8 to 10 matches. So I guess they're going to fill that. Let's see, it's 317 now. They're going to fill it within the next couple weeks. So we'll see on that.
All right. Breaking news.
Oh, what's that?
Aziz Ojulari. 1 year, $4 million.
The Giants?
Eagles.
Oh, no. You're kidding. Oh, man. At least I don't have to say his name anymore. Aziz is an Eagle now?
Yeah. 1 year, $4 million. He's an Eagle.
I don't know if I want to tell my wife that. She'll be happy.
Most definitely. Now watch him go over there and get 15 sacks a game.
Oh, you know him and Barkley are they're absolutely gonna gel. Like they're gonna room together. Like you know that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm you had to say that.
I mean, we are a New York sports story.
We are a New York sports story. That is a New York sports story. That is a sad New York sports story.
Oh man.
My God. All right.
Sorry, Giants fans. Yeah, Eagles win again.
And we were just talking about that. Let me, you know what? Let me get off of this for a second. So I was talking about that today with somebody, a Dallas fan. And he's not a crazy Dallas fan. He's actually one of the calmest Dallas fans you'll ever meet.
Okay.
But like we were talking about like what we thought of our division. And I said, right now, I think it's Washington. I truly think it's Washington.
I agree.
Because Philly's lost so much. They obviously now gained 1. So the 7 they lost, they gained 1. But I still think the Giants and the Cowboys are fighting for the bottom. Yep. But I think we have the better ceiling because we have a defense. And when we get
7 draft picks.
If and when we get a quarterback, we might actually have an offense. So if 2 out of 3 work, then special teams can usually work itself out. Then maybe we can get 8 wins. Yeah,
go ahead.
Can we get 8 wins? I know Jim will say 3, but
possibly.
Can we get 8 wins? I think,
Joe just signed a lot of special teams depth too because we weren't really good at special teams last year.
So Shane just that popped up with a bunch of special teams guys?
Yeah, he's got at least 2 or 3 special teams linebackers that were pretty good on other teams last year.
I think I might have seen that before we started on my Instagram. So I am following the Giants on Instagram. So I
do agree with all the depth that he's getting. We're going to need it just because the last 2-3 years we've been injured.
Exactly.
Pretty much the last 10 years, we've never really finished the season with over 5 people or less than 5 people in the injured reserve. So
then the big question going into next week and the week after will be, what's our quarterback going to look like?
Right now, everything is pointing towards Aaron Rodgers, and I hate it. It's just
I think it's
making my stomach hurt.
I think what I'm about to say might make your stomach hurt more. I think it's going to be Russell Wilson. And I don't like that at all. But
I'm thinking it's going to be just Jameis Winston. I'm praying that it's going to be Jameis Winston.
I think that's what we want, but I don't think that's going to happen. I haven't heard a lick out of Jameis Winston coming from any camp. So
he's coming to New York tomorrow.
Is he? Oh, I didn't hear that.
To the Giants facility tomorrow for a visit.
Okay. You know what? He might be the one on the cheap that we can get.
That's what I'm saying. We should just don't let him leave.
Yeah.
Russell, granted, is on the back end, and he throws a beautiful deep ball.
He does.
Definitely a great game time manager. But if you haven't noticed the decline in his short and intermediate throws in the last couple of years, it's not gonna.
Amen.
At least Jameis is gonna gun it.
Yep. And Jameis can run a little still. Somewhat. And
just his positivity in the locker room is just. Yeah, it's gonna bring the culture back to New York.
I agree. All right, any more breaking news before you go our last thing?
No, that was it.
So, given that today is St. Patrick's Day, and I'm not sure your religion Are you Catholic, Baptist,
No,
Presbyterian?
no.
None of those. Okay.
I'm just
You are what you are. Got it.
I am.
Okay.
I know I believe in God. I am a Christian.
I grew up Catholic.
Okay.
I'm not a good Catholic. I'll leave it at that.
I have no quarrel with any type of religion.
But today is St. Patrick's Day, so
yes.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I feel we've gotten away from what actually St. Patrick's Day is supposed to be. Everybody is shamrocks and shenanigans and
green beer,
and let's get drunk, and that is not St. Patrick's Day to me. And albeit for me to make this a religious thing, but I just want to be real for a second.
Yeah, bring us back to reality.
Yeah, St. Patrick, and I'm going off of Google, so most of this is probably true. St. Patrick was a 5th century Romano-British Christian missionary and probably the first bishop in Ireland. So let's preface this right here. And I'm reading this verbatim to what Google and Wikipedia say. St. Patrick was not Irish. He was
I was waiting for it.
He's not Irish. He was actually brought to Ireland as a slave and escaped, according to readings. I mean, but now he is supposedly the patron saint of migrants, which is very interesting and very real in today's life that we live right now. So, everybody should be praying to St. Patrick every day. Now, here's another thing people may not know, especially as a Catholic. When when a Catholic saint becomes a saint, they are canonized. That's the word.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, St. Patrick was never canonized because they didn't do that in that era of
modern era. Yeah,
not even modern. It was 900 A.D. when it was obliged that it was his day. Now, number 3, you think that a saint, you're just doing a random day. It's not. Or his birthday. Okay,
yeah.
Which we don't even know what his birthday is. We barely know where he was born. Supposedly, it was during when Rome still actually had a hold of Britain. So we're going back to the mid to late 400s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so his St. Patrick's Day is the day he supposedly died. Like that's a wow. Supposedly we celebrate the day he died, which I get. Many people do celebrate the deaths of the day they died. I still remember other people who died on their dates. So I guess we do celebrate that to an extent, and especially Catholicism. But again, he where is it? He's the patron saint of Ireland because he converted people who were pagans to Catholicism, to Christianity. Mm-hmm. It wasn't even Catholicism at the time. I think it was more Christianity. Yeah. And which makes him also the patron saint of migrants. And here's the other one, which I find very interesting, and it's very relatable to my wife, who works at a company with engineers.
Mm-hmm.
He's the patron saint of engineers.
Okay.
So not only that, he's the patron saint of Ireland. On here, and I don't know how this is real, but apparently it is. And maybe it's because could it have been an Irish territory? I don't know. He is the patron saint of Nigeria. How did that happen? Like
it would have to have gotten stolen.
I don't know.
How can he be? How is that?
How he became the patron saint of Nigeria, which is thousands of miles away from Ireland, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it says here more detailed breakdown: patron saint of Ireland, patron of migrants, patron of engineers. He's not Irish. That threw me. In 48 years,
that's the kicker right there.
In 48 years of living in the Catholic world that I've lived in, it says it's worth noting that St. Patrick was not actually Irish, but born in Roman Britain, captured as a slave and brought to Ireland. that should be the first thing, or maybe second thing you're told when it comes to St. Patrick. Like,
I agree.
And this is where it says no formal canonization. While he's widely known as a saint, he was never formally canonized by the Catholic Church due to the lack of formal canonization process during the time. Like, you learn something new every day. What was
the lack of canonization?
They didn't start that till like the mid 1500s, I think. Yeah. So this is where a good Catholic person, a priest, or a theologian would be perfect to answer this question. Yeah. But like that's a crazy thing that St. Patrick, the great man he was, never canonized and not Irish.
Not Irish.
So why are Irish celebrating with beer on St. Patrick's Day? Like okay. A lot of people think that Christmas has gotten commercialized. Well, so is this.
Yeah.
The bars have gotten bigger because of St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
That's commercialized.
We've got this place out here called Tip Hill. It's all green everywhere.
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day after the parade, that's where everybody's at, Tip Hill, because that's what's known. All the Irish pubs and all of that stuff.
That's another thing on it. You just said it. Parades. Celebrating St. Patrick in Ireland. They celebrated. It was a veneration and everything. But the parades didn't happen there. They started here in the 17 or 1600s. In America.
So that's not even a part of Ireland.
Not. Like, I'm debunking some St. Patrick's Day here. That's what I'm doing. But
all you St. Patrick's Day believers, you've been duped.
Seriously. It's like, believe in the man. Don't drink because of him. It doesn't make sense.
This is for you, St. Patrick.
That's right. I drink the St. Patrick, but it's a soda, not an alcoholic beverage.
I got where he's really from. Tea. Oh, no.
Irish tea.
British tea.
British. There you go. So that's it. We're just under 2 hours. I'm okay with that. I got to stream this. I think, especially this last part, people are going to get a kick out of.
Oh, yeah. That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Thank you for the known fact.
Absolutely.
I mean, I knew he wasn't Irish. I knew you were getting to that part, but I did not know about the canonization and that he wasn't from.
That is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. So next episode is March 24th, 2025. So next Monday, 7 p.m. Episode 4. There's no title because honestly, there's a lot of sports that's going to happen this week. So we'll obviously be talking about NCAA. We'll see if any NFL comes about. We'll talk about that at 75. See if the
Giants sign a quarterback finally.
Could they? I mean, that would probably be number one if the Giants signed a quarterback. That would probably be number one. But if Rodgers or Wilson or Jameis gets signed, we'll definitely talk about that. The NFL list of 75. I still want Travis Hunter. I think you agree on that, or someone similar. Cam Ward would be great if honestly he fell, but I don't see him falling.
It was a crazy scenario that I've seen earlier that they said that the Patriots are fourth. Patriots want to trade. The Patriots want Travis Hunter, and we're third, and they're willing to trade up to get Travis Hunter. So if they're willing to trade up,
hold on, we shouldn't do that. Joe Shane should not do that. I'll tell you why. I did you see the Giants Hard Knocks?
Yeah.
You remember when Joe Shane went around at they were in Indianapolis? He went to New England, and you hear the video, you hear the audio, and you kind of see a head, and he's talking to the New England GM. He wanted to trade with him. He said, "Let me know." It never happened.
Never.
New England stiffed him. So you know what? Joe Shane has no obligation to trade with New England. I'm sorry.
Right.
Belichick's not there.
I mean, the only way I would say it would make sense is because New England has 4, and they would only be falling back 1.
But that's just it. So you're not getting much to go back 1. So.
And then the scenario also was, say we sign Russell Wilson or whatever, and then say Shador and Cam Waters off the table at 1 and 2.
Okay.
Then that option opens up. Okay, so they want Travis, so we fall back in the 4. We take Abdul Carter.
Okay. I don't hate it, but how many picks do we get from New England? Like
we would have to get that, and then probably a 2nd or 3rd round pick.
Yeah, I mean that could work. Wow.
We might have that would leave us with a 2nd or 3rd round quarterback, or give us, since we have already 7, give us enough draft capital to trade back up into the 1st round to get a QB if we need to.
I definitely like that idea, because there's going to be somebody between 24 and 32 that multiple teams are going to want. That's the only scenario that makes if we were to actually get Abdul Carter, I'm on board with, because Abdul Carter would solidify that defense that we have. Like with Dexter Lawrence, I know we lost Ojulari, but we have other guys.
Brian Burns, Thibodeau, and Carter. Oh my goodness, I don't even want to think about that right now.
That would be pretty sweet. I completely agree. Thibodeau would probably re-sign.
We'd have our NASCAR package back.
We could. I would love to see a NASCAR. Giants haven't had a NASCAR in forever. That would be great to have a NASCAR package. I mean, hell, I think we should talk about that next week. What the definition of NASCAR, because I think football people probably don't know what a NASCAR package is. I can look that up and look at the actual thing, what the actual.
Yeah.
But I remember from football.
It's basically games, 4 defensive linemen on.
Yes, I know.
That was dangerous. OC, Justin Tuck.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chris Canty, which is.
You're reminding me of 07 all over again. I know.
Yeah. No, fun fact. My son was born the year we won the Super Bowl. My daughter was born the year we won the Super Bowl.
07 and 11? Or 12?
Yes.
Or 8 and 12?
Yep.
Okay. You having another one? No.
No. No more. I'm good. I'll take the nieces and nephews. I'm go with that.
I know. I'm done. I would have loved to a couple of years ago with my wife, but we were married at the time. But now, no. No. She's turning 50 next year. I'll be 50 in a year and a half. Nah.
Hey, I mean, you can be Al Pacino. He just had a baby and he's 80.
Okay, if I'm able to be Al Pacino, I better be making his money. That's number one. There better be 8 zeros behind what I'm making in a year.
He's going to be 100 years old when his son turns 10. That's wrong. It's so wrong. Oh, anyway. I can't think of that at all. All right, so next week we will have NFL, we will have NCAA, we will talk a little bit NBA. Maybe the WWE will actually give us another match or two. That would be great. We don't need 5 Hall of Famers. Let's talk about matches. That'd be nice. Or I'm gonna have to start talking 2 matches, 3 hours, 2 matches, and 2 more hours of talking.
See, at a WrestleMania, that can't happen. I'm sorry, that WrestleMania that can't happen. You want to do the talking? Get in the Hall of Fame. Do the Hall of Fame honors. That's where you do your talking. But I mean, this WrestleMania is going to be good. I get my kids to get to watch it again. I think at least for the 19th, the Saturday, and I know they're gonna love it. Like they don't get to watch too much wrestling where they're at, so this is a big event for them. Randy Orton needs to be in it. Like there's no Randy Orton. He needs to be in it somehow. Seth Rollins.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be some guest appearances. There always is.
Well, there needs to be some type of, I think, triple threat match. Like I remember playing these WWE games back in the day. Okay.
Oh yeah.
That's what you ramped up to get to WrestleMania, and you had to create the match. Like you had to create what was going to be the next level match. So this is what you would think they'd be doing, and I don't know. it's a longer extension between the PLEs, this is new. The PLE is 6 weeks instead of 4 weeks. So that was interesting. But we'll see. I mean, like I said, I want to talk about that that's the big event of the year for WWE. Last thing I want to do is talk AEW and give them any I don't want to, but if I have to. Anyway, all right, so we will be on next week. This will be on Spotify in a few minutes, and it'll be streaming when we're done. So everybody have a good week. Brandon.
Tune in, people.
We'll
have a good week. Yes, all sir.
Right. Peace out. Let's go.